Hey, welcome to Unmaking a Mess with Darlene Morgan. And this is where I talk a lot about the messes that I've made and that I've been in, and how, thanks to the grace of God, I am absolutely still here, surviving and persevering. And so I have to believe that God absolutely has a purpose for me, and I'm super thankful for that. And I know that He has one for each and every one of you too. So I am on YouTube. I have a Facebook blog, but I pretty much share everything that I write here, excuse me, on it. And my online blog, all titled the same, Unmaking a Mess. And anyway, I'm hopping on here because I want you to see the side of me that's coming down from an anxiety attack. I am feeling tons better because I actually had to take an extra pill this afternoon or a couple hours ago, whatever it was. And then I really pushed myself to get outside and go for about a 3-mile walk, even though it's only 35 to 40 degrees, but I really bundled up good and I absolutely needed it. I know what I need to do for myself during these times. There was other things that I could have done, and excuse me, and I really wanted to do them, but something just told me that that I needed to just go for a walk instead and just kind of listen to a podcast or something just to kind of clear my mind. I want to talk to you about what brought it on, because I vowed to be transparent, and I think it's important that we know what our triggers are and how we can deal with them and either avoid them or do a lot of self-talk to get yourself through. For me personally, I have to do self-talk. I have to pray. I have to give it to God. And in this case, I have these extra pills that my doctor has given me during these heightened awareness times. And I think for me, I felt like I was doing fine today. I spent quite a bit of time at my shop because we had vendors there, and that is absolutely what brings me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness, because I feel like it's something that I'm really good at, and that is interacting with these local artists and just really lifting them up, because I just like them. I think local artists and local businesses, these small businesses, and the work that people do inside their homes or in little shops is just the coolest thing. Where they make soaps or crocheted animals or earrings or wood products or bath bombs and cake pops and so much more. I just have a passion for supporting them. Maybe because there was a time when I was trying to sell burritos myself to make a few extra bucks, and I know how even if you make a little bit of money, it's not actually making money, it's just going right back into your products. But anyway, so I was having a really good day. And when I had to go, I came home for a while after I was at the shop, and I even did a live feed, and it went really good. I was totally myself, and it just felt so good. I was kind of apprehensive, which is unusual because usually I'm not apprehensive when I go to do a live feed. This time I was, and so it was a little different for me. I just kind of took my phone out and said, Darlene, you told these people that you were going to do it, so just get out there and do it. And I always start outside and, just introduce myself and welcome people to our shop, and then I go inside and just take everybody around and show them all the vendors and introduce them sometimes too. And anyway, it went really good. I was really thankful that that feeling inside of me of apprehension went away so I could fulfill my promise to our vendors. I ended up going home for a while so that I could eat breakfast and read my Bible, because that always brings me a lot of peace, and drink a cup of coffee. And then I knew I had to go back to the shop because I had vendors that were going to tear down and some other ones that were going to come in and set up for the next day. And as I got closer to the shop, I started feeling it, and I started like my heart started pounding, and I started breathing, and I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't catch my breath. And at that moment, I wanted to like pull my phone out because I wanted you guys to see it, as stupid as that might be to some of you. And anyway, I didn't, because I pulled my phone out when I got to the shop, and I just looked like not who I wanted you guys to see. When I got to the shop, it just kind of started escalating. And as someone approached me, I felt it even worse when something was asked of me. And, I think like there's definite evidence in my life that being around certain people that have hurt me before, or have not taken me serious, or have lied to me, or like when I ask them things and it's just like one excuse after another, and it bothers me so bad, like when people can't just be honest. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I don't understand why it's so hard to tell the truth, especially when it's like a silly truth, like something really small. Like, I don't get that. And it just bothers me. I guess maybe because I learned years ago that when I was going through a really hard time with my ex, who has passed away now, like during our marriage, he used to tell me that he was going to tell people about my past. And that was information that I gave him in confidence, because it was things that I was really ashamed of and I felt guilty of. And it was a lot of things that I had overcome. And I really, rebuilt myself from. And he kept threatening, that, I don't know, we'd get into arguments and he would say, well, I'm just going to tell people what you used to do. And finally, I don't know where or how it just, resonated with me, but I just like had one of those revelations where I thought, screw it. What? I don't care, because this is who I am now. And I overcame that, that dirty past, that terrible past. And, it wasn't even like, I killed somebody or I like hurt somebody. I was hurting myself. And I did things that I felt I needed to do to make myself get through certain days. And since I knew God had been working in my life and I had turned a lot of my life around, I just decided that's when I was going to start, like revealing those stories, even though I really didn't start doing it until now. And, I will eventually tell you some of the things that I did, because I have to, I don't have to get it out, but I think it's important for me, like when I hear people that trigger me and I ask them something and it's something so simple as like, well, how come you didn't just contact me? And they say something like, well, you never answer your phone, or, I took care of it, or, like when a person knows that, this is like the only thing that I take care of in the shop and it's important to me, and I'm not, looked at to see I'm struggling. I'm obviously still having problems. Anyway, there's just excuse after excuse. And I don't get it. And I let it get to me when I already know that's going to happen. So I want to ask you, like, when like this person is going to lie to you, when you know their demeanor, when you know this is who they are, and I guess you ask them something and you expect a different answer and they don't give it to you, how do you deal with that? Because if you have to interact with this person frequently, I don't understand why I can't just accept these things and why I still let it get to me. You know, it's kind of like, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's kind of like something as basic. No, that's not even a comparison. I was going to say, like, going to the store and you know, like, the bread is going to cost you $3 and you're hoping that it's on sale for $2, but it isn't. That's far from a comparison. I think you see where I'm coming at. I put a lot of faith in people. Like, I did that with my ex, like, I guess because I always thought that, you know, if I asked him something or asked him, you know, to do something with me, I always thought that maybe that was the time that he was going to react differently or treat me differently, and then it never happened. And it's like, already in my mind, I envisioned him like reacting differently, and then it didn't happen. And I just get like super disappointed in him and maybe myself and others. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. You know, I have one thing I feel left in the shop that I'm responsible for, and I feel like that's being taken from me, even though it's the one thing that I'm really good at. And because it is the one thing that I'm good at, it's like a real disrespect to me when someone else handles it and then handles it wrong, because I know how to talk to people, even when you have to tell them the difficult things. And anyway, that just kind of like set me off. And at the time I was, you know, interacting with someone today, and they were trying to say that they took care of something and it didn't happen. Then, you know, they tried to say that, you know, this person messed up our walls at the shop and, you know, took paint off because of tape or something. I don't know. And, you know, the artist didn't mean to. I mean, you know, it happened. And it's not like we don't mess up those walls. Like, every time a chair hits the wall, it chips the paint. So it's not an isolated problem. But at the time, you know, I'm discussing this with this other person, then someone else pipes in, and all of a sudden they're just like bashing this artist or their guardian or something. And it's like they get this neurotic pleasure out of talking badly about people. And I hate that. It's like, why? Why do we have to talk badly? And that's the kind of stuff that gets to me. And as I think about it, and I went for my walk, as I still, God, you guys are going to hate me. See, I'm struggling. It's like whenever I talk about the same thing over and over, I feel like people are looking at me and saying, Darlene, just effing get out. Just stop talking about it. You're boring us with this conversation. Listen, I'm not trying to bore you with the details of this shop deal. I am trying to explain how that when something bothers a person over and over, what can we do about that when it's really hard to let it go? And it doesn't even have to pertain to me in this shop. When something is super bothering you, you know, it's kind of like, and this is, I don't know, it's something that you believe in so greatly, and you want to hold on to it because it means so much to you. And when you see others like not taking care of it, or, you know, not you know, cleaning it or being kind. And you know that's not something that you would do. And you want so much for others to feel what you're feeling, and they're never going to. How do you let go of it? And that's where I'm at. And I'm really sorry that I talk about this, the shop over and over. I'm really sorry. It's a subject for me, and I really hope you don't mind me venting to you. I really hope. Oh my gosh. Yep, still struggling. And you know what's strange is, I started to feel good after my walk, but now I talk about it and the feeling's coming back because it is something that means absolutely so much to me. And when I feel like I'm not respected for my ideas and values, and it's so blatantly obvious by not just one, but two, but three, I mean, what do you do? I know you are out there and, maybe you're a mom and you feel strongly about, rewarding your child a certain way, and your partner feels absolutely the other way. And you know that you've hung around your child so much, you know what works. And yet the other just kind of wants to control you just because they want to control. Or maybe you're in a work setting and you know what has worked for a long time in your office, and a new leader comes in and they want to change things, and it's going to, change your image because you've done things a certain way. And even if you could change some things, which you're open to, but overall, they just want to absolutely change everything. I mean, what do you do? How do you deal with that? Do you just let it go? Do you just say, okay, I mean, I'm so used to giving things to God, and I have with this, but I keep getting this ridiculous tug in me that says, not yet, not yet. And I don't know what that is. And I really hope it's not me, because I'm not good at making choices like this. It's always hurt me in the long run. And obviously this is hurting me now, but how can I let this feeling go of realizing that I'm not done yet. There's still more, and I'm strong enough to do it. I'm capable enough. I'm good at certain things. And I know what means a lot to me, and I know how to take care of it. 18 minutes. I had to get on here, and I wanted to show you guys how my brain works when I'm going through an attack, and how it gets to me, and what I suffer from. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'm just going to get in a hot shower. I may start a fire. The one thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to drink, because I'll be honest, when I came home to get my pill, I have this spiced cream liquor stuff in my little fridge up here, and I came home and I took a huge gulp of it. There, I suck. I obviously am not strong enough. And with it, I took my anti-anxiety pill. So there you go. I'm absolutely ridiculous, and that's me. And wow, what a vulnerability that you're hearing, because I know I'm strong enough, and I know that you'll see a whole different side of me, but no different than the person who's just having a bad mood and a bad day. We just go through it. And I cannot expect to have all of my days be good. And I'm not sure why I continue to believe that. It's probably how I continue to believe that people can change and be kind and be sensitive and be calm and not overreact when they talk to you. And when you see that doesn't happen, you get disappointed over and over, and you don't get it, and you feel like they hate you. And man, I am sounding absolutely so pathetic. But I'm still me. I can still smile. You know what? I'm not even going to put that look on. I'm just going to get off of here and leave you guys with that. And would you please pray with me? Would you please send me your ideas? How do you get rid of something when you know it's both hurting you, but it also makes you happy? How do you get rid of it? Okay? All right. God bless you guys. Remember, ask Jesus to come into your heart and your mind, and just, pray for one another, be kind to each other, accept each other, for who they are, through what we go through, and just everything that comes along with just being a human being. All right, I've got a lot more to share because the good thing was Thanksgiving dinner was absolutely beautiful, and so I'm going to go focus on that. Love you guys. Please share, please subscribe, please leave your comments. Let me know if you have any brilliant, wonderful outlook for me.